And
I think we'll get bigger ratings.
And we're live. Welcome back again to the Beef and Barnzy show. And Hall of Fame week continues with future Hall of Famer. And I guess you're not really captain of the Dallas Strikers, but you are basically the Mel Kiper of the PBA League Draft. And so with us today, we have Bill O'Neill, who's going to be not only picking for 4 of the squads, but also probably critiquing lots along the way.
Yeah, I was told that this was going to be a mock draft, and by that I thought that I would be mocking everyone. So that's why I agreed to join. And I did think about putting a suit on and slicking my hair back like Mel. But even though we've been quarantined for a month, my hair isn't long enough quite yet to do the slick back. So you know what I'm talking about, Tom.
Looks like Tom's frozen.
I was hoping he was frozen because that face he was making just was stuck there. It was a little confused.
We'll go to a 4 until we get. Are
you back with us, Tom?
There he is. Can you hear us, Tom?
Oh, he's gone out and he's going to come back.
There we go.
This is just like a fantasy draft. This is perfect.
Yeah, for a man who can flip a coin, it's caused us a lot of trouble.
If he makes it back in, he will do the coin flip to decide who will draft first, Las Vegas or Milwaukee. Mr. Commissioner, can you hear us now?
Now I'm back. I think I hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Well, with us today, he has been the only PBA commissioner since 2013. He has been the PBA commissioner for 10 years. Not only that, but he has won PBA Commissioner of the Year an unprecedented 4 times, only one behind Bomo.
How you doing, guys?
We're doing
great. I'm trying to share this so our ratings will go up here. All right, let's see. And then I want to share this on the PBA League page too. And then we're gonna be big. We're gonna be big time. I just want to tell you guys that, and everybody that this has been a rough time. I mean, for bowling and for everybody. And so I just feel for everybody who's going through a rough time right now. And the TNBA in particular has been hit hard. I don't know if you guys noticed or saw the stories, but there's a bunch of guys in the TNBA who've been affected by this virus, and been thinking about them. And a few of them I know personally. And but through it all, what you guys are doing, Chris and Stu and Bill, by doing a bunch of social media things, is really cool for everybody. I mean, it's fun. I watch it every day. It gives me a couple hours to just stop thinking about the news, and you guys are really entertaining. The show with Mark Baker was tremendous, and Norm Duke was tremendous. It was a lot of fun to watch. I heard a lot of stories that I'd never heard before, and
well, that's good.
Some of the stuff
around for a while, Tom.
Well, some of the stuff that Bakes was talking about with Mark Roth and being his roommate was really interesting to me. And as you guys know, today's Mark Roth's birthday, so pretty cool. 69, a special birthday for Mark, and I hope he's doing well. And a lot of people are wishing him well. So that was really cool. I'm really appreciate what you guys are doing to keep everybody thinking about bowling and talking about bowling, even though they can't bowl. Man, I haven't bowled. My league was off for 5 weeks. I don't know about you guys. Have you bowled at all? Have you thrown a ball?
Nope.
No.
Not even on a sidewalk, Sean Rash style.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was weird. My son and I were thinking about that because I was really pumped for Junior Gold, actually, because it was going to be my son's first time in Junior Gold, and I don't know if it's going to happen. We're holding out hope that it's going to happen, but he would have been practicing every day, right now, and so our whole plans are kind of hit. He works at the local bowling center here too, and so it's been tough. It's been tough to see how everything's happened, but it's just surreal. It's just incredible. But I can tell you that we're staying hopeful with the PBA, and we just constantly trying to plan for the first opening to be able to get back on the lanes. And so it's really a constant planning and then replanning. And we're still really hopeful that we're going to be able to come back. The biggest hope of all, as you guys know, can you imagine if we all could kind of come back and we had the fans and it was in Maine for the PBA League, which is what you're going to talk about today. I mean, how fun would that be? I mean, that'll be the greatest party of all time, and it might be too much. I mean, I barely survived a couple of years out there, but it's, if we could do that, and in July 21, 2, 3, and we're bowling in that event in that building with those people after everybody's been cooped up, and we can have that kind of release. I mean, I can't imagine anything more fun. So it's still scheduled, and we're planning on being there. So. Let's hope. We just keep hoping.
Okay, Tom, I've just quickly got to, if all the people in the who are tuned in, we've actually got a little bit of a fun competition going on my fan page. So if you head over there and make your guess over who is going to be the last pick in the PBA draft, it's the exact opposite of the NFL draft because it's Mr. Relevant because you get paid just as much as the guy who gets drafted first. So we've got a limited edition beef stew T-shirt for anybody who can get the right guess. So I'm actually going to extend it, I think, till 4 o'clock because we're running a little behind from where I was expecting. So put your guesses in there, and let's hope someone gets it right.
All right. Well, with no further ado, let's get the coin flip and decide if Milwaukee or Las Vegas is going to get the number 1 pick.
Okay,
I'm hoping it's Vegas because I got my spreadsheet all set up, and I thought Vegas had the first pick, so I need to be Vegas. So I'm going to switch this up.
They did until Mr. Commissioner came in and said he was going to make it a little bit more exclusive and more on point. So he's going to do it properly.
Come on, do it right.
Well, Charlie, from the Lumberjacks commissioner, he's here to watch to make sure this is all legit.
Oh wow! Now, you guys know the order though. After the 2 expansion teams, you have the rest.
Yes.
You put them in order, and it's a snake draft. And we're introducing these 2 new teams this year. There you go. That's cool. And
look at producer Chris. Go.
That might be even better than what we end up having. And we may have to bring this back out. But we have the new teams this year from Milwaukee and Las Vegas. They're going to get the first 2 picks. But the first pick overall is going to be decided by a coin flip. Now, I've got this coin. This is actually a commander's coin, a challenge coin from the military, which I'm not even really supposed to have, I don't think. A great PBA fan came up to me at an event in Las Vegas a couple of years ago and said, I want to give this to you. And I've held on to it. And it works for free drinks in some bars and stuff, too. If you have one of these commander's coins or challenge coins, it's pretty special. And the military hands them out to people that they like. And so I got this because of the PBA. So let's say that this side that says United States Air Force on it is Milwaukee. All right. And this side that says cyberspace on it is Las Vegas.
Right.
All right. So cyberspace, Vegas. Here we go.
Don't drop it.
I got it. Boom. And it is the Air Force side.
So
Milwaukee.
I believe I've got the number 1 pick now then, Chris.
Oh, Tom.
See, it's just like every plan. It's a great plan until you get hit, just like fighting Tyson, right?
We're going to our own Vanna White here to fill in the board.
This actually works out well for me, Chris, because now none of my fans can get upset by who I choose with the last pick because you're going to be making the choice. So I think I'm going to make the pretty obvious choice. I'm going to I was tempted to just say, someone random just to annoy Sean, but I'm going to go with Sean Rash for the first pick.
Did you want to announce that, Tom?
I think with the first pick in the 2020 PBA League Draft. Oh, you know what? We haven't even revealed the name of this team yet.
Oh, almost.
So I won't even do that. Milwaukee has selected Sean Rash.
Well, he gets full name up there too.
Well, he does because he has a very short name, and she's Bright's better than any of us do. So
And Spar ain't getting his full name.
with the second pick, and you can put initials up there, but I'm going to draft for Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is going to pick the resurgent and welcome back to the PBA League, Francois Lavoie. You can put Frankie up there.
Frankie.
K-I-E. There you go.
And you guys know, did you guys already tell people that each team was able to protect 3 players from last year's rosters, so they're already on the teams. And then any of the players that were left off of those teams that were on the 2019 rosters immediately went back into the draft and are draft eligible. And then anyone from a 2-year rolling point system that's in the top 75 that isn't already on a team or already from last year's teams is eligible to be drafted, and that's the full list of eligibility. So if you
is there anybody that was dropped that's not in the top 75 eligible?
You know, I think that they held on to the people that were. I think that there are a few people out of the top 75, like Walter Ray.
No, he's in the top 75.
Walter Ray, Pete would be the one.
Pete's
the only one.
He was kept. Anyone that wasn't kept. Yeah, I think that list is good.
Okay.
The 75 list is good.
Hey, Chris, from the messages, Francois Lavoie says that's an incredible pick for Vegas.
That's perfect. That's Frankie's town, Vegas. Big Vegas guy.
Well, let's see. With the number 3 pick, I think Las Vegas is going to go with Portland's beloved son and their hometown hero, Richie Dick Allen.
This is all chalk. This is boring. Dude, mix it up here, man.
What do we put up there? Do we put Richie? Do we put Dick? Do we put Allen? What D Allen?
Whatever you want.
He's Dick in Portland. I know that.
He's that way a lot of places.
So do I get the next 2 picks?
Yeah.
You.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going away from chalk, Bill. I am going to take the house shot hero himself, Patrick Hanrahan.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What do you got to say about that, Billy?
I'm not going to say what I want to say because
49th in points.
He only bowled 1 year, though.
Yeah, well, it's only 1 year because he didn't bowl much last year, right?
Yeah, he bowled all year.
I don't want to give away real draft strategy here. I don't mind it. I got to be honest. I think having a lefty that can throw a little firmer and hook it a little bit is beneficial there. So I don't mind it.
And Chris, do you not watch the PBA Tour? I mean, you don't watch as many finals as I do. Lefty and 2-hander. Like that's like 85% of the people bowling the finals.
To be fair, Stu, we've been in the final several times. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't get to watch them as much. You don't get to focus on it.
I've watched your left-hander in those spots, though.
Yeah. But we're in the new side now.
Chris has got Jesper. I don't know what he doesn't understand about this.
We won the first 2 times without a left-hander. I'm just saying.
Okay. A long time ago.
And Packy,
which one did you win?
We got team.
We got 2.
How long ago? Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah. See, it was forever. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to pick I'm going to go a bit more back to normal now. I'm going to pick
he snuck up on him.
I'm going to go with AJ Johnson.
Oh, come on.
AJJ. That's all you need to put up there.
I feel like it's interesting with the first and second best bowlers from Oswego on the same team.
There you go. Yeah, Adam Johnson. That's right. AJJ. It's our show. We can put whatever name we want up
He's
there.
got his own little.
He does. When you're Adam AJ Johnson, you are Adam Johnson. So
There you go. AAJJ.
and so this is, and now we get to Vegas with the 6th pick. That's Team Wichita State right there on Milwaukee so far.
Chemistry.
Chemistry. There we go. Keeping with the
AJ
super tall lineup, I'm going to go with. I think we're going to go with Andrew Anderson, former Player of the Year, Las Vegas.
It's the silent assassins on that team.
Chris, I know that Wichita's had a lot of great players, but AJ Johnson is not one of them. He didn't go.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He's not. That's the Chicago connection. You're correct. They obviously do not mind, problem players, but AJ was not one of them.
Okay, Bill. Well,
I'm
how are you going to destroy that 6 that's been picked so far?
I'm not at all, actually.
No.
No, because Andrew was who I was gonna pick with the next one. So
Well,
now
you always pick Andrew Anderson.
I know.
We've been through this previously.
I know, except this time I actually have control of it. except just yelling at everybody in the crowd while I'm sitting there with Randy, letting everybody know who they should draft.
You have to put our name there for Andrew. I didn't put that up there, but.
So have you ever seen when the coach goes off at Mel Kiper when he tells him that was a terrible pick, and Mel Kiper's never played it down?
Yeah.
I really wanted you to tell me I'd had a terrible pick, and I was like, who's Bill O'Neill? What's he know about all? It's not as if he's ever won a title. All right.
Island Anderson is the 6th pick, and you like that pick, so.
I do, yeah. I would have picked him.
All right.
Okay. So now, all right. So who's up? So I'm up now with Philly. They got Dom, Smallwood, and Maldonado. Okay. I think I like. I'm going to go with somebody who's bowled really, really well in that place in that in this event multiple times, and that's BJ Moore.
Okay.
Oh no, I missed the obvious. Oh, I'm an idiot.
It's okay. You get to pick for the Brooklyn Styles. There's no way you could make that team more normal. So.
No, you're up, aren't you?
No, you got Brooklyn Styles. That was the deal.
The list you guys sent me is all screwed up.
I know. Well, I was going to send you a new list, and Chris sent you the list and then said you've got Brooklyn Styles because we drafted the 2 new teams.
All right. Well, I can use the same exact rationale I just used for BJ Moore to pick Ryan Simonelli here.
Okay. I actually thought you were going to pick Simonelli the first time. So.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't. I missed it. Yeah. No, but I think it makes in a perfect world for Brooklyn, that's probably the guy they would go with, I would think, if it fell that way.
Well, and it makes sense because he's once thrown a Brunswick ball, so the tradition will still stay intact.
And he's also only thrown it like 3 spares there in like the last 4 years.
Well, there's that too.
That helps. Am I up again? Or
no, Barnes is up with Motown.
All right, I'm up with Motown, and we have EJ. Simon.
This is the good on paper team.
Yeah. Yeah, if we bowled lots of games, they would win.
Yeah, if this was just like a 50-game tournament, they would probably win every one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not.
I think we're going to go with Darren Tang.
Can I remind people who
Brady,
the
urethane, and I think D-Tang fits right in with that group.
let me remind people who the managers are of each of these teams. So Milwaukee is Marshall Holman. Las Vegas is Amleto Monticelli. Philly is Jason Couch. I can't see the list anymore. There it is. Brooklyn Styles is Johnny Petraglia. Motown Muscle is Del Ballard. The Atom Splitters is Mark Baker. The New York City Kingpins is Carolyn Doran Ballard. The Dallas Strikers is Norm Duke. LAX is Andrew Kane. And the Lumberjacks is Timmy Mack. Just for some perspective.
Okay. Well, I've got the Atom Splitters now, and I would go to Chris for some, helpful hints and tips for who I should pick. But being as most times Baker just ignores whatever Chris suggests, that's probably not going to help me. So I'm going to go with Mark being a really good player. And I'm just looking at the time, and I'm trying to extend this out because I'm realizing that I might have screwed my competition up here because it's 3:24 and we're really firing through the picks. I am going to go, I think, with somebody who's got pretty good technique. One might even say flawless. I'm going to go with Brad Miller. What do you think about that pick, Chris?
I think he might even be the best person on his own show. So I don't mind that pick at all.
There you go.
It's a good thing you didn't go for like a personality mesh with that squad because you weren't going to find it.
No, because
There was nobody that was going to fit in real well there.
Jeff only likes Kyle. He doesn't like anybody else, and he's not available.
Miller's just good. He's the pacifier for us. He's Team Switzerland.
Brad Miller will actually be on the Beef and Barnzy show along with his partner in crime, Kyle Sherman, on Monday. And on Sunday, we have Anthony Simonson is going to join us. So a good lineup coming up the next few days as well. So they got a lot to live up to with coming after Norm Duke, though, don't they, Chris?
Well, yeah, Norm was on, no doubt about it. If you didn't see that show, you might want to catch that one. He was telling stories, and that was Norm in his A game, like every time he bowls. But yeah, that was a good one for sure.
So you're up, Bill.
All right, I think I got a good one here. So it's Marshall and Kyle and Pete, and so we're going to add somebody to this team that is going to make the scoring pace 180 to 170. Along with Marshall and Kyle, and we're going to go with AJ Chapman.
AJ Chapman.
Yeah, because what the strategy is here is Pete can bowl through the dirt. He's good at that. Mm-hmm. And Marshall and Kyle and AJ are going to destroy the lanes, and that's going to be their advantage.
I don't know that that's a bad tactic. It's definitely a tactic employed by our team quite regularly. So, Chris, you have the Dallas Strikers on your mind.
Dallas Strikers.
Can I give you a hint of how this would really go?
Yeah, let's go. Hey,
okay.
Bill, what do you think?
Yeah, so I'm not saying this strategy is wrong because it's worked for us numerous times, but how you get picked by the Dallas Strikers is you have to bowl really, really good in one event near Norm. And that's the thing that he remembers, and you'll get drafted. That's what happened with BJ and Kyle Sherman. It's worked out, but if you can think that tournaments recently that someone is bowled really, really good next to Norm that's on this list, that's how you get in.
Well,
and it's been quite successful.
Yeah,
I think. Not sure whether to go with chalk here or not.
Who's chalk at this point?
Well, if you just go by the points, the next
sure.
Okay, well, while you're debating it, I can go in and say that the next player available, shall we say, is Nick Pate. He would be the next guy on the list.
I think with that group, I think we're going to go with. Here we go with Mitch Hoope.
Okay, Mitch Hoope. Bill, you're on the clock with my team. Be gentle.
This is a team I want to tank. In fairness.
But that's not my fault.
If I could go off the sheet, I'd go like completely off the sheet.
I will say from history, we have been very loyal to our players.
That is true. That is very, very true.
It's because there's a steep learning curve with dealing with Belmo.
Yeah, but no, you just got to tell him that every shot he threw was great. He's great. His opinions are correct. Jacob is easy going. He's fine. You don't have to worry about him. And you know how to play it. So you just got to get somebody that I think has kind of been around the block a little bit.
Okay. You better not throw it straight.
Well, it could be an advantage to throw a little straighter. Get out of the way, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure your roommates subscribe to that as an option.
All right. I'll be nice and I'll put somebody returning to your team. We'll go with Anthony Lavery.
Anthony Lavery. Okay, that was a solid pick, I think, from
ALS.
Okay, so we have got the Lumberjacks. This is my pick. So
how bored is Linda right now?
Super happy.
Oh dear. So who have we got? We got
Good.
Malott, Troop, and Prather, and obviously Timmy.
Who
So
else was on their team last year? Hoope, who's already gone. And,
Simonelli, who's already gone.
well, that's what happens when you win. You don't get your guys back.
That was a pretty good team.
Yeah. Well, they had the number one pick last year, so that kind of helped
right.
them out a little bit. And then when you make a good pick with the number one pick, and you end up with a guy who wins $200,000 tournaments, it tends to make your team a little bit better. Okay. I think I am going to go.
Come here.
I feel like with Timmy, you need like a guy who's going to bring the energy. So I think I'm going to take Chris Vi. I think that would be a good fit for Timmy.
Team USA vet Chris Vi. He's come on strong the last 3 or 4 tournaments after a little bit of a shaky start. VIA. Wow.
And now with the last pick. So
And they get to flip right back around and pick in the snake draft. So this is the start of
I'm Daddy.
round 4.
Yeah.
I hear somebody there.
You know, say hi.
hello.
Say hi. We don't wear clothes during quarantine. Huh? No.
Okay.
She's gonna talk on the phone. Okay. See ya.
Okay. I think I'm going to take Osku. He's going to return to that team. He was at one time in his life the franchise player of that team before it was stolen from under him. So I'm going to take Osku for that team.
That's a
Maybe,
home pick.
what do you think so far? We've had a few rounds. We actually just started round, I guess technically round 4, although it's kind of round 5. Yeah, I guess round 4. What's your observations of the board? I'll
Hey guys,
back up there. And
I just got to got a bad connection, so I'm gonna get off. I keep getting knocked off. Bad Wi-Fi. So I'm just gonna say Bayside Bowl, July. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's do it. Thanks you guys for having me on, and thanks for doing this. I'm gonna watch the rest on Facebook on Chris Barnes' page. I've been a fan for years, since before Facebook. All right,
Tom.
take it easy.
Appreciate it.
Bye bye.
Thanks for your help.
Bye.
See,
All right.
Political answer there. You see, you put him on the spot. So do you think we're really screwing this draft up? All right, I'm off.
This Wi-Fi. Oh, service here is terrible.
I can't. I don't, yeah.
Going through a tunnel.
So LAX, you have actually everyone who returned from last year's team on there so far.
I don't think we've got anybody left who's bowled for us before.
Oh, I think you do.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Sorry, we do.
We do. Yep.
No problem, Martin Larson. Hey, how you doing?
There's two of them.
Oh yeah.
There is. You're right.
Wow. Hey, how do you guys feel about getting big time by your former LAX team, Nate?
Andres as well. You're right. I was thinking about just in recent times, but you're right. Martin and Gomez. Man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. It's hard to leave the they do fantasy rank. They do the draft, and you have the guy that's on the top, that the ESPN projection thing, and he keeps staying there. He keeps staying there. He keeps staying there, and then you got to pick him eventually.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah. I think this guy fits in good with your team. Another guy who hooks it.
Okay.
And he's bowled well the last couple of years. I think he deserves to be on a team. So I'm going to go with Nick Pate.
Okay. Nick Pate. He definitely fits the mold of somebody who can hook it.
Yeah.
Nick
He makes balls a little longer than he probably will in the actual draft. I think.
Oh yeah.
We might have skipped over him a little bit.
He can get the ball so steep to the right, it's crazy. And
Well,
make it back.
He'll be the only one on that team, but hey.
Who's gonna take the sometimes too steep joke there? Are we gonna do that?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Yeah. It's probably an old joke. It's not even funny anymore.
Well, for those of you that don't know, Bill's referring to a regional where Nick, well, he just needed to keep it on the lane, and he threw it in the gutter to lose. So check that one out. That's a Nick Pate PBA regional highlight moment that he'd probably like to forget. But the good news is you don't really play the gutter a lot at Bayside. So good news for you, Stu, is he probably won't get 0.
Although Belmo's thrown it in the right gutter, trying to spare the 2-pin there.
And look who's with us, just to see the guy drafted. There you go.
Still funny.
You can tell he's been bowling better recently that it's still funny.
Yeah, you're a little more comfortable when you start making. He's 25th in points. He's had a nice little solid run here, but
yeah, it's so far down he doesn't care. He's like, I bowled good in majors. What do I care about regionals? Throw in the gutter.
Yeah, that's just other stuff.
Exactly. He only cares about that every February when we end up having to go to the TOC until he gets that monkey off his back.
The Dallas Strikers. I'm trying to figure out who bowls in the South region that might have crossed with Norm once. Sometime.
Love it.
I just, I think he may reach way back here. He likes having a left-hander on his team. Bill loves left-handers. I think Matt Sanders might go right here.
Matt Sanders. Okay. Do I have to go to the second page for that? I do, don't I?
You do. Number 61 on the points list. He has not had a really really great time. Hey, Frankie coming in off the top road at Mr. Paint. Hey, he hasn't done it in over 3 weeks.
The one thing I will say about Matt Sanders, he was excellent in the new building when he bowled, and I believe rumor has it that we're going to be bowling in the new building again. So, Matt Sanders, a solid selection there, Chris.
I watched it. He struck a bunch. on that.
Yeah,
one.
he struck in a roll off to knock us out, I believe.
Yeah, he was money for that team, and I know he hasn't had a good go at it. He's struggled a little bit since Anthony beat him with that backup ball up in Delaware, but he's still pretty good in this building, and I think in this format he was pretty, and he's got a couple of guys that can take some heat off him on that team. So
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
Your team ever lost a roll off? It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, that was just that one to Matt, I think. And then we lost to Wes's team last year.
Oh, okay. It feels like the two things that happen with your team in a roll off, you never participate and your team never loses.
I know. That's wait, is that it? Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
hey,
What's happening here? What are we talking about? You been saving that one up?
I think to be fair, a couple of those losses, you probably should have been participating. And
Well, I don't know. Last year we lost, and I bowled first.
See, you just mess with the karma.
I did, because the person who donkeyed it off for us was Tommy, who strikes all the time when we need it. So it really flipped everything on its head.
I remember the one really painful one was when we managed to burn $20,000 in the space of about a minute and a half. When
No, I mean, I wouldn't use we. I wouldn't say we.
Yeah, well, we as a team.
Okay, we're doing team. Okay, it's a team thing. It's a team.
Belmo shot got the 9 for $299, and then Tommy went up to throw the roll off, and Norm stopped him and pounded his chest. Went up, hadn't bowled for about 20 minutes, threw a pretty devastating strike, went mental, and then Belmo 4-pinned, I think, and we were done, and we'd bowled about 100 pins more than you guys, and I think you went on and won that year.
You know, it's funny, like with that event, is that like this happened like a couple years in a row where I couldn't tell if Norm was doing it on purpose or not, but he would always be like super self-deprecating, and we would me and Tommy would always have to pull him aside and say, Norm, like, do you know who you are? You're Norm, and you're gonna either like bowl anchor or you're bowling the roll off. Like, you never get less than 9, and you strike more often than not here. Why are you trying to put yourself fourth in the roll off? Stop doing that. Can you please go up and throw this shot? So it's happened like several times that we had to like push him onto the lane.
Didn't have to push him that time. He knew he had Belmo's number and he was taking his chance. He's like, I got you guys.
The most interesting part about that whole thing was Suit referring to it as a team thing now that his team's drafted and Martin and Andres aren't on it. I don't know. Is that a coincidence or how's that work?
Just one of those things, I guess.
Man.
Well, once they added Jacob, it became a non-international team. So
Phoenix team.
Yeah, now it's a Phoenix team. Calderon available. Can we draft him? Is he on the list?
Hey,
yes, you can.
Comment here. Let me just highlight it for us. There we go.
Nah, I'm not going to disagree.
They don't even add in that Shannon O'Keefe is your mixed doubles partner.
Yeah.
As well,
listen, I got all. There's a handful of trophies and pictures back here to back that up. I'm not at all.
I don't think that makes you the luckiest. I think it just makes you the best recruiter.
Yeah, I'm the GIF of the guy doing this. That's me.
Nobody was saying this when your team took a third re-rack, were they, Bill?
No, see, yeah, that was a tough one. So
that's what happens with Bill and I have conversations, and we let the guys that just bowl and strike it.
I don't think anybody would even remember this, but we bowled. It was only on full bowling, right? It wasn't a.
It was.
I think so. Yeah, it was a 5-man team. You got to pick your own team, and it was Chris and I, and Belmo, Tommy, and Wes, right? Yeah. And Chris and I bowled first and second, and so it was Baker, and we had already taken 2 re-racks, and I think we were down. You guys were beating us by like probably 20 or 30 or something.
Yeah, I think it was still pretty close, though.
Yeah, but it was like maybe the 8th or 9th frame, and I think it was Wes got up and took a re-rack, and we had already taken 2. And so we just got 0. I think it was on a spare, and that was it. We just pushed the button and literally reset our chances of winning the event.
The thing about it, for how infrequently it happens, we almost didn't even know what the rules were. We had to go and get Kirk to figure out what was actually going to happen because we didn't know whether it was 0 for the frame or the shot or whatever. And Bill's just looking around going, how many tiles do you have between you guys?
So you don't be working on the sheet? Isn't that the whole point of the sheet?
Yeah. And you're saying, are you this desperate to keep me out of the Hall of Fame? Seriously? Because at the time, I think we had 8 or 9 titles and all the other guys had 10.
All right, we're up to pick 18. Pick 18 is the New York City Kingpins.
And I believe that's you, Chris.
No, I think it's me. I picked AJ, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
PBA, Marshall Kent, the other half of the Brad Miller Show, and the other AJ.
The better AJ.
There you go, the better AJ. Like it. He might just be AJ.
You think he's listening?
I think Johnson might have turned off once he was picked.
I wish he was. This would be more fun if I knew that he was here. Let's see. This is a tough one. I could make the case for like 10 different people, I think.
Feel free, talk us through your thoughts.
Yeah, so I think we're just going to keep with the theme that I chose for AJ here, with the fifth pick as well, and we're just going to make them ugly and let the guys with the rev rate play here. And I think I'm going to go. I guess this guy doesn't have a ton of rev rate, but he's two-handed, so it's the same thing. I'm going to go with Zach Wilkins.
Okay.
He's been bowling pretty good the last couple of years. Finding his way to a lot of match plays. So I think he fits with that group there. And
I think if we were bowling at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl, he would be in the first 12 picks probably because Matt strikes a lot in Wayne's place.
The Canadian sensation. His strike ball is monstrous. He's another guy I thought might actually go before now. Because he strikes a ton.
So I have got the Atom Splitters. And I think I'm torn between two people here, Chris. So I'm tempted to ask you which one you would pick, and then I could just take the opposite.
Yeah, I mean, well, historically, DJ Archer has been on our team, and he is third or fourth, on the next available on the Mel Kiper PBA rankings board. You got Peters, Thomas Larson, Jason Sterner, DJ Archer, Patrick Gerard, Andres Cooley, Michael Hallman, Michael Tang, Richard Teese, Chris Sloan, Martin Larson, Greg Ostrander, Ronnie Russell. Those would be the next, approximately 15 guys that would be eligible.
So do you think, because I think that Mark Baker has a little bit of a soft spot, not necessarily that he'd be swayed that much, but I think he likes Chris Sloan's game.
Chris is taking lessons with him, I think.
Yeah.
So I think if you've paid for lessons with Mark, then I think you have a better shot.
Why Chris gets kept every year.
Yeah. I'm getting that.
That's a fact. He doesn't get a tip. He kept every year.
I'm going to go with DJ because I think that Doherty's personality sways a little bit, and I know that him and DJ get on really well. So I'm going to go with DJ.
Dancing DJ Archer. He's been
pull the chain, DJ. Pull the chain. Yep. He doesn't miss very often when he goes for the chain pull.
No, he's got good touch. He's well good in that thing too. So I like that pick. That's been a pick that wouldn't surprise me at all if it came down there.
I also think DJ's another guy whose ball looks better on the newer side than it does on the older side from memory. So Motown Muscle.
Motown Muscle. Is that me?
I believe it is.
All right. Motown Muscle. And we have EJ, Simonson, Blanchard, D-Tang. So it has to be somebody under 6 foot.
And under 28.
And under 28. That makes it even tougher.
Actually, you know what? Is Josh 30? Yeah, he's older than that, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in real life, he's actually like 51. So,
It feels like he's almost got kids who are 30.
well, certainly if you add all their ages up together, there's about 7 of them. So, man, there's a lot of rev right there. There's a lot of guys that like to hook it.
It's 2020, Chris. It's every team.
Yeah, but you're still up on the top. So, come on.
What do we say, Chris? Smoke and mirrors?
That's all I got. That's all I got. Well, just entry fees. That's all I got now. Just making donations to you. I think I'm going to go. I think this guy's made a big move in the last year. He made the Master Show last year. I'm going to go with Chris Sloan.
Okay.
That fits both the Bills' demographics. So
It's a homer pick. It's all right. I see what you're doing, Johnny.
it's not. No, I don't know.
Oh, that's an awfully mean thing to say there, Bill. What did Sloan do to you?
Nothing.
Exactly. I mean,
Just
just
the same company. That's all.
yeah. I actually had him pinned going with Rash's team.
Yeah, he was going to get picked. He was going to get picked along the way somewhere.
Yeah.
Just better for the jokes if Chris does it.
Okay, so Bill, you're up. Next couple of picks here, mate.
Okay. I feel like this team needs needs somebody younger to like kind of hang on to for a while. But I don't see a lot of the younger guys in the spot. So I'm just going to pick the person that I think should have been drafted probably the last couple of years, but maybe snub. Just a solid guy. He doesn't ruffle any feathers, so I don't think anybody realizes he's even there, and that's why he doesn't get drafted. And that's Thomas Larson.
I think that's a great value pick here. This guy's been at the top for a long time. T. Larson.
Just unassuming.
Larsen. Yeah, he's a chemistry guy, I would think.
It's fun to watch bowl actually for the non-two-handers because
He's got a ton. He's not going to shut him out. He'll be good on both sides. I think that actually is a very solid pick.
he had a very interesting game at the World Series as well, didn't he? Did any of you guys see that?
No.
He had the 5 gutter balls for 210 or whatever it was. If you actually search for Thomas Larson's Twitter, he's got a picture of it up. It was amazing. It was almost as fun as AJ Chapman having the 3 gutters in one frame. That was pretty epic as well. When he went 0 on the first shot, fouled and 0'd on the second shot, so he had 3 zeros in one frame. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Devaney said it should have been like Wheel of Fortune. It should have been like a carryover, so he had a 0 for the next frame as well.
Why not? Jake Peters here in that spot. What do you think? You get to pick again too, Bill. But so you pick it again.
I feel like there's a lot of guys here that you could put in a pool, and you'd pick out anyone. Really, that's why it becomes very difficult. So I think you're kind of looking for like fit. Maybe if a team doesn't have a left-hander, you're looking at rev rate. So if I'm picking this team, Dom, Smallwood, Maldonado, I'm going to try to – I think I want to go with a lefty.
John Zerbinski says, can I get drafted?
Sure.
Well, is your team's done. He was on your team, right, Chris?
No, he was
on Pete's team. He was on Pete's team, yeah.
He's one of the people that retired on that team over time.
Sam Cooley could be an interesting selection here, Bill.
There's somebody on the second page that I would like to go with because I think if he bowled every tournament, he'd be in the top 20.
Okay.
And that's Matt McNeil.
Okay.
But because he doesn't bowl enough, I don't want to pick him.
Okay.
I am of the opinion that if you don't bowl 2/3 of the tournaments, you probably shouldn't be eligible, but that's not a rule at this point. He does every year manage to be eligible and not bowl.
Bowling like 3 events a year.
He bowls
Yeah.
the World Series and like the Masters, and he doesn't bowl a lot. And he's certainly good enough to be in the list. That's for sure. But he's not a touring player, although that's not a definition these days.
I have to bowl the World Series, it seems like, every single year next to him when he says, "Oh, gee shucks, I'm just not as good as you guys," as he beats me by 1,000. And anybody who's watched Matt, when he's bowling well, kind of make sure you have to give the 3 lanes of etiquette.
Can you elaborate?
Me and you had a one year with the matches when he walked back up down the approach to have a chat with the pins when you were up in Reno. Matt is eccentric. I think the word eccentric was invented for Matt McNeil. He's it's definitely a show, put it that way. He's jumping around and having a good time. It's pretty amazing that he can do all of that stuff, yet still manage to throw as many strikes as he does.
All right, so I've stalled long enough. Yeah. So I think maybe some people might be hesitant to pick Jake this year because he subbed in last year and opened all the shots. I'm going to give him another shot here, and I'm going with Jake Peters.
Oof. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's just got bad chi with that team right now.
I'm going for the Nagy, Stu.
I'm not saying he's not going to get picked. I don't think that's the team he's going to get picked on.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even realize that was the same team.
Yeah. Now, he was in a pretty awkward situation.
It was a terrible situation. Yeah, he got put in like the night before.
Across the country. And the thing that was amazing about it was Don said that he had like the best luck on his team. Like in the practice, he struck all the shots. And then he went up, and it didn't work out quite that way. So this is me. This is Chris.
This is me. And Frankie, Richie, Eileen, and
I forgot we didn't tell that story.
What story is that?
Oh, do you want to tell it or should I tell it? Because I wasn't there, so I may miss a.
No, Bill, you're a much better storyteller.
Okay,
go ahead.
Okay, so I guess it would have been a year and a half ago, ish, that the guys were in where were you?
Huh? We went to China. Yeah, it was in
Hong Kong, right? Bowling the World Championships, Team USA, and it was Tommy and Chris and Andrew were in a hotel room, and Andrew was fresh off Player of the Year. I think the announcement was like made like right before you guys started bowling. So he freshly minted Player of the Year. Only been like a week, and Chris at that time was struggling. Things weren't going well, and he had bowled a rough World Championships, and they were sitting in a hotel room and just BSing. And Andrew thought he'd give Chris some advice, and
One second. Yeah. This deal is I set it up to where Tommy, Andrew, and I went to this guy he used me as the logo for his center, and so we bowled this little sweeper with locals with a pretty nice prize fund, and he guaranteed money up top. So I made these guys a couple thousand apiece. We're bowling in that. It's on the house shot. I'm still struggling. Tommy and Andrew are both in the top 3. Now you can go on. We're waiting for the position round for this tournament.
Andrew volunteered to give Chris some versatility drills that he could practice when they went home, so that the next time he was bowling, he'd be just have a little more substance to his game. Be able to play a little straighter, maybe hook it a little more if he needed to by working on these drills that Andrew had worked out for him.
One of the most versatile bowlers of all time. Brilliant.
To be fair, I did not finish in the step ladder of a house shot tournament with more than 2 guys that could average over 210.
Did you almost climb over the table after him?
I thought he was just busting. I mean, it seemed like something like Billy would say.
Yeah,
He's just busting my chops, and I deserve it. I both horrid. I couldn't get. I flat 10 about 73 times, and I'm like, all right, and I looked at him like, oh, you're serious. And then I looked at Tommy, and Tommy has that look on his face of.
It's that's the same look that we all have, like when we're a couple pairs away from you, and you know it's going bad, and the 2 8-10s up there again, and we're all like, oh, it's coming, and then we're doing this to
jersey or the glasses.
Yeah. Linda does the same thing.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, Mark Baker. Yeah, great. Glad he's in here.
I wish I saw too.
Yeah. From that point on, then now Andrew Anderson will forever be known to me as Eileen from Eileen's Bowling Buddies. So he's got all the drills. He has now earned the nickname, and so Eileen will now, until I'm done, that'll be the only name I have for him. So
I think that this is kind of proving the point a little bit about what we were talking about when we went to the 2 extra teams. There's now how many players are left? There's now 4 choices left, and there's easily 10 people who could get picked. So it feels like it almost doesn't matter how many teams you end up getting at. There's always going to be a point where, you know, the rubber meets the road and you've got to make a decision one way or the other.
Yeah. I think there's 2 ways to go here. I think, first of all, I'm going to go with the Canadian connection with Frankie and go with Patrick Girard.
Okay.
And now Stu is up with pick 24 for Milwaukee.
Oh, man, I'm so grateful to you guys. We've wasted enough time that it's got to 4 o'clock. So everybody's shut out now in the competition if you haven't made your choice. Too bad. I think I am going to go with Jason Sterner.
With pick 25, that's chalk there. That's the highest person on the board.
I also think that Sterner is a guy who gets on pretty well with Sean, and he's all-round nice guy, so he's pretty versatile. So that I think that fits in quite well with that team. AJ and Sterner can discuss workout strategy. And then with my last pick, Frankie just said, did you pull up at the same time as me? Yeah, there you go.
What do you say?
I've never heard so much French trash talking.
Is that a thing?
I think I'm going to pick Michael Tang for that team. I'm going to keep the young vibe going. Sean can be the grandpa on that team. So that's who I'm going with.
There's actually a fair amount of good options in through here. But the pick for Mr. Relevant / irrelevant, do you go with a left-hander? Do you go with somebody who's experienced? Go with somebody who's got shows? Maybe somebody who's bowling part-time but a bigger resume? But on this team and with the personalities and the easygoing group that's going on there, I'm going to go with the guy who Stu earlier basically made irrelevant, but I'm going to make him relevant again, Martin Larson.
There you go, Martin Larson. And I think you cost me a T-shirt because I'm pretty sure someone picked Martin. Thanks, Chris.
Well, see, that's a double win for me. So
I'm out.
let's go through this. Yeah, when she's done.
Mike,
You one spot too early. No, it's better than one spot too late. So, just saying.
Hey, as I'm looking at the Milwaukee team, do you think AJ will be upset that he's the fattest person on the team?
No, his immediate comeback. I'm not fatter than Sean.
I'll put Sean over my head.
He definitely works harder for it.
Yeah, but JJ, just because you wear smaller shirts doesn't mean you're not fatter. I'm just saying. So,
God, I wish AJ was here.
There you go. Mark Baker heard of that story wasn't quite the same. So, yeah.
Here we go.
There he is. There's AJ.
Teammates back in there together already. Look at that.
You see that? I'm
You just clicked on it right before I did.
See, the beauty of this thing is that by the time I'm able to see AJ again, he won't remember it, so he won't be able to punch me.
and for those, there is going to be a mock 2.0. I'm not sure; it's to be determined yet, but we will. But we will come up with that, and we may add a few other variable experts into this draft so that we can get a little bit wider variety of viewpoints. Maybe get some of us players off of there so that you get maybe unbiased ones too. So yeah, good picks there at the end. More people that were around than I expected. Obviously, some notables: Andres Gomez, Cooley, Michael Holloman had some success there. Richie Teese, Greg Ostrander is a guy who actually I thought might get drafted. Monster strike ball. Couch will be drafting, so Ronnie Russell will definitely be in play.
Matt McNeil still. Greg Young is another person who I think had a good chance. He's been
really turned the corner the last 6 months basically since last summer after having a miserable start. I mean, because it's such a long rolling point list, he's a little further down than you think he would be.
So, Chris, when we get done, take a picture of the draft board and we'll share it on our social media, and people can do what they do to Mel Kiper and tell us that we're complete morons and how dare we didn't draft this guy, or what were we thinking about drafting that guy. It's probably some fun feedback. It seems to have been gone down pretty well. Yeah, let us know. We're thinking for the next draft that we're going to have five people drafting, and we're going to get 2 teams each. Ryan is suggesting we have 7 fans as captains. The problem with that is we can't get that many people on the stream at the same time. So
we can only get 5, and the board is all we could really fit on there, and that might even leave Stu and I. Just maybe we'll bring in Bill because I think we can leave them in the lobby. I think we can have up to 10 in the lobby. So maybe we can get over there, and the 3 of us can just blast everybody else for not being as smart as we are. So, although that's probably not true.
So yeah, if any of you guys can do us a favor and click a share here or there, they always go a long way to helping us out to gain some more viewers. We're trying our best to put out a product to entertain you guys while we're all stuck at home. Very good, Trey.
Good. That's
Well
good.
played. Like it. What about John Lavery? He's the only reason Dino has any points for the PBA. Yep. That's yeah. Wow. All right.
All right, Bill. Well, let's end by asking you to just give us a little bit of a summation of your season. Because to start with, before we thought about doing this draft, we were actually just going to have you on as a guest and go through what we did previously. So, how's the season gone? Obviously, it couldn't have almost gone much better for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I would have, loved to have been able to finish off the year and see what would have happened in the last couple of events. But yeah, I mean, I can't be disappointed at all. I wish maybe another tournament or two would have went a little bit different. But I mean, if you'd have told me at the beginning of the year that I would have had a first and a second in a major, I would have signed up for that and not look back. So yeah, really happy with the way things went this year.
And Big Mike, it couldn't have gone any better for him. You won a major and called him out when you won it. So
I know it gives me. I know I get a lot of points there, and I don't know how much you've listened to the podcast, Sweep the Rack, when either I've been on or otherwise. But he's really anticipating my pool being done, and he's planning his own 40th surprise birthday party at my house.
At your house.
At my surprise that he's planning. But with everything that's going on, the pool company shut down, so we may have to find another location for his surprise party that he doesn't know about.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, and he also did make a comment in here, but he comments on Facebook under his wife's name, but you will recognize it by all the typos in the comment. And if you know Mike, you know that this is not a lie. His profession is he is a high school English teacher. And every tweet and every text he sends me has a typo in it. So it's a mark of a genius, I guess.
So just quickly, talking to Sweep the Rack, I'll give him a shout out because I was on a week or so ago. They've put it up on their YouTube channel for some reason because nobody's ever going to find it or listen to it because they've got like 12 subscribers right now. But I think currently it has 135 listens, and that's the sum total of all of the videos they've got on there right now. So I actually had you as my anchor man for Team of the Decade, Bill.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, Mike and Rob didn't have me on theirs at all. I didn't even get a sniff from what I heard.
No, you did.
I did?
Yeah. Big.
That's because they got shamed into it.
Well, what happened was Rob came in. I'm just going to spoil it because it might get people to go and listen to it. Rob came in originally. The team that I sent you was actually Rob's team, and he got confused because the PBA website was counting the senior titles. So his team had Walter Ray, Pete, Norm, and Belmo, I think. So he redid his, and he went with a fairly normal kind of chalk, as you would say, situation. I think he had Rash, EJ, Simonson, you, and Belmo. So fairly solid.
Yeah.
I had basically the same team, except I switched Simonson out with Dom. I was a little biased, but it was more longevity, and they basically had the same resume for the length of the decade, so that worked out. And then I put Belmo in fourth, and Rob said that was quite disrespectful. And I said, that's because you haven't bowled the PBA League. And then Mike went one step further, and he kept clarifying what he was doing. And I said, this is because you've made an incredibly awkward selection, isn't it? And you're trying to justify it. And he didn't leave the guy with 22 titles or whatever it is and like 15 majors. He didn't have Belmo in the Team of the Decade at all.
Why? What was his reasoning?
Well,
all of his accomplishments came in the decade.
Yes. Well, his justification for it was, now I was just doing it as Team of the Decade like they do with the NFL. Like this chemistry is irrelevant. It was just the best 5 people.
Right.
Decade. That was just it. Mike said that he didn't feel like Belmo was a team guy. So he left him out and he put Ryan Simonelli in his place. Now, I tried to point out to Mike that although I thought Simonelli was a good player, one Elias Cup didn't really make up for the extra 15 titles and 12 majors that Belmo had won extra in the decade than Simonelli. Yeah.
If you know Mike, there's no amount of persuasion that's going to get him off his opinion because he's never been wrong in his life.
Well, the thing was, he also went the opposite direction. He started to be like, well, this is just my opinion. You know, you can't. Yes, it's terrible. And that isn't in any way to disrespect Ciminelli, but I don't even think that, there's any of us who could convince ourselves that we should be ahead of Belmo in Team of the Decade. So,
yeah, I mean, you can't have the opinion that like the sky is orange. Like it's not. It's blue.
No.
Like it's just not an orange thing. So like that's not your opinion can be wrong.
yeah. So that was the way we went anyway. We had a bit of fun bullshit, and yeah, it was good. But then they put it on YouTube, so nobody's ever seen it. So
no. Well, they had Patrick Allen on the other day, so that's one we got.
I was excited
to watch that one. It's going to be pretty good.
I miss PA, so I got to listen to that.
Fact. Hey, should we do the 10 frames with Bill?
Sure. You've got some new questions for this.
New questions. We're going to just rapid fire. First thing that comes to mind.
All right.
And yeah. So
okay.
This one. When is the last time you partied all night?
Oh. Gavin was born January 2013, so sometime before that. Oh my God.
First PBA title?
No, probably like at some point in Vegas, probably one of the World Series. So maybe like 2000. Oh God, I didn't want to say it. It's so old. Maybe like 11 or 12. One of the World Series was the last time we had like an all night party.
All right. Most rebellious thing you did as a teenager?
Oh God, I was such a loser as a kid. I didn't do anything rebellious.
You were the apple of your mother's eye. That's what
I was. All right. I don't know if this is a thing where you guys were or not, but when I was younger, people used to put chrome caps on their on their tires.
Okay.
Was that a thing? You guys ever do that?
No.
Like they were fancy out and they put these chrome in, and we would go around and steal them. And that was it. That was the nice thing I ever did.
So I guess you don't have to answer this one. You've ever been in handcuffs then, being such a rebellious guy. All right.
That could probably go another way too, but the answer is both no.
Yeah. What do you do that makes your child laugh?
What?
What do you do that makes your child laugh?
God, I don't want to say it.
These questions are better, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids think farting is the funniest thing they've ever seen in their whole life.
So like a real one, or
yeah, a real one. I've been drinking. I drink protein shakes every morning, so it's.
So maybe you can answer this. My wife is watching as well.
It's not always funny.
You said what?
Are they always funny?
Yes.
Farts are always funny. I told you.
They're not always funny.
All right, just to give you an example, before I came down here, Avery, who's 2.5, and Gavin was there upstairs, and Avery was screaming into Alexa, play poop song. I don't even know what it is. They're just trying to see what song comes up that they say poop in.
Honestly, I'm scared that you've now going to start that in my house.
To be fair, Alexa does make a fart sound.
Because
we haven't got there yet, but now I'll let them know.
The thermostat
sound is probably one of the better ones. In theory, of course.
Not always funny.
Name a bowler least likely to return your text.
Bowler least? Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question. After this, probably AJ.
I think that's fair. That's fair. What thing would you tell rookie you?
That just because I'm at a restaurant doesn't mean I have to eat everything at the restaurant. That's the thing I would tell my rookie self.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a thing?
Yeah.
My spouse gives the best.
Trying to phrase this. When I don't know how to say this in like a sentence. When she's very good when I'm down, when I'm bowl bad or when something goes bad. She's very good at. Yeah.
It's a great answer.
Yeah.
So on that theme, perfect date night.
Perfect date night. Well, as we know that I have 2 small kids, so anytime that we can leave the house together and have a meal would be a perfect date night at this point.
The most famous person in your phone.
Ooh, be toss up. Who's more? I guess T.O. would probably be the most famous person. Is he more famous than Mookie?
Yeah, probably so.
Probably. Yeah, T.O.
Depending on how old you are, I think is probably.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Avery's back. Hi.
All right, last question. Now we know you know both of them. The bigger diva, Belmo or T.O.?
Belmo.
All right, that's 10 frames with Bill O'Neill.
There was this one time he almost threw his trash away when we were at a house. One time. But then he had to go to the bathroom, so he left.
Okay, thanks, Bill. We appreciate you spending an hour and a bit with us.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to go upstairs and watch Ratatouille for the 14th time in the last 3 days. So.
Okay, well, have fun with that.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This was fun.
All right, thanks, guys. Hey, and for all of you that joined us today, appreciate you coming on. Here's our draft board. This will probably change in 2.0 as we figured out what mistakes we've made, and I'm sure you pointed out several of them that we made. So, hey, we can't wait to get back to bowling. So, on behalf of our sponsors, Rotogrip, 900 Global, Vice Grip, Turbo, 3G, Master, Coolwick, Logo Infusion, and anybody else who's ever made products. Thanks for showing up today. We'll be on, tomorrow, right? Or no?
Sunday,
and we'll have Anthony Simonson will be joining us from Las Vegas, and we'll see what we can dig into there for a quicker show. We'll do a little half-hour show on Sunday and maybe recap a little bit. Thanks for showing up. Again, anything else you want to leave with, Stu?
No, just like I say, Chris is going to share a picture of the draft board. Let us know where you think we went wrong. Who shouldn't have been picked. Don't spare anybody's feelings. We're all big boys.
Yeah, our skin has to be thick for some of the things that we've done. So, hey, thanks for showing up, and we'll see you on Sunday, 3 o'clock. If you missed that one, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the Beef and Barnzy Show right here on Facebook Live. Thanks again.
See ya.